No matter where you were born, the first word almost every child on this planet learns sounds like Mama. Different continents, different cultures, different histories. Same sound. Not because countries coordinated this, but because humans express their needs in the same way. Human babies form the same early impulses, and all of us reach for the same first relationship, the one who protects us.
Any baby in any country is similar. They all love similar things. Their smile is equally cute. They all play similar games. Just remember, before we became Norwegian, Indian, or Italian, we all were simply children. And that children everywhere invent the same games. Running, chasing, hiding, throwing a ball, laughing at the same kind of nonsense. Bring two kids from opposite ends of the world together, and in 5 minutes they will create a game that is understandable for both of them. No common language, no shared history, no negotiations, just humans doing what humans do before someone explains to them who they are supposed to be. And then these same children grow up. They slowly forget this natural, universal beauty and become mindless robots, living on autopilot, programmed to defend symbols and imaginary things instead of the humanity they once fully embodied. As if tradition, language, and nation were something real, not invented by people exactly like them a few generations ago, improvising meaning as they went along. Humans are the only species that can take a random sound and turn it into something sacred. It is called language, my language, beautiful, poetic, ancient, deep. As if language were something independent, something floating somewhere above us, and not a random combination of sounds we use to transfer thoughts that already exist before words appear. We protect our languages as if they were ancient treasures, but a language is just a temporary agreement on how to shape air with the mouth. It is random. It is unstable. It is never finished. The language you speak today is not the language your ancestors spoke. If you travel back 500 years, you would not understand your own people. If you travel 500 years forward, your national language would be unrecognisable. And yet here we are, with state language bodies, committees, regulations, rules about commas. We treat an unhappy professor who memorised all these subtle rules as a carrier of authentic language, forgetting that this authenticity is a construct stacked on top of another construct. We worship the map and not freedom, the form, not the meaning. So what exactly are we protecting? We are protecting a symbol that was never permanent in the first place. The more you zoom out, the more obvious it becomes. Humans speak different languages, but we share the same thoughts. We do not share traditions, but we share meanings. We do not share flags, but we share fears and hopes. Food tastes different across cultures, but every human enjoys warmth, sweetness, good taste, and sharing the food with someone who cares. Love is expressed differently, but every human wants to love and be loved in exactly the same way. There's not a single culture on earth where loneliness feels pleasant or where kindness is meaningless. And yet, these are not the things we protect. Instead, we protect borders and accents. We protect symbolic identities while neglecting peace, love, stability, friendship, the basic things every human being longs for. Why? Because symbolic things are easier to manage than real things. It is easier to protect a flag than to build trust. It's easier to defend a language than to understand another person. It is easier to celebrate our culture than to embrace our shared humanity. Symbols give us shortcuts, a quick identity, a quick enemy, a quick story about who is right and who is wrong. But shortcuts come with a price. Very often they become more important than everything else. Nations, languages, traditions, nothing is bad about these. They make life interesting. But let's not lie to ourselves. The problem begins when we treat these imaginary layers as our essence, when nationality becomes more important than people, when protecting a language becomes a tool for exclusion, when tradition becomes an excuse to avoid change or justify discrimination. Humans have this strange habit. We cling to the things we invented and neglect the things we are. There is something heartbreaking about this. We betray our human sameness for the promise of symbolic uniqueness. We abandon universal experiences for the comfort of belonging to a tribe. We forget that all humans want the same things: to live without fear, to love someone, to feel useful, to wake up with purpose, to raise children safely, to live a meaningful life. These desires do not change from country to country, language to language, generation to generation. But due to some strange reason, we ignore them. Instead, we elevate the things that divide us because they feel more exciting, more dramatic. It's a strange betrayal of our own nature. Here is the paradox I cannot escape. Humanity is already united in everything that truly matters, and divided in things that matter the least. We share biology, psychology, emotion, memory, fear, love, laughter, hunger, dreams. We disagree about flags, languages, nationalities, beliefs, politics, traditions, interpretations. And somehow those small symbolic differences have become more important to us than the entire shared architecture of being human. What would happen if we protected peace with the same passion we protect our religious beliefs? What would happen if we defended friendship as fiercely as we defend national pride? What would happen if we invested half the energy we put into geopolitics into respecting our neighbours? Would anything collapse? Would we lose anything essential? Or would we simply return to our roots? The humanity of mama, the humanity of playing in the sand, the humanity of wanting to love and be loved, the humanity that exists naturally, before the stories that separate us. Maybe the real challenge for humanity is not learning to tolerate differences. The word tolerance itself is suspicious. It only exists because we insist on separation and imaginary uniqueness. Our real challenge is learning to see similarities, not tolerate, love. Because in the end, we are one species telling different stories about the same experience. One human mind speaking in different sounds. And peace begins the moment we stop defending symbols and start defending each other. Because in the end, even your worst enemy also says mama.